Hey, what's going on, everybody? I am Nick Push, and today I want to rank all of the Ghostfaces. Scream 5 has come and gone, and I enjoyed it. Thought it was a good entry of the franchise. I'm going to be having my Scream franchise ranking video in the next couple of days. But first, what I want to do is rank all the iterations of Ghostface. We have had 5 movies, which means we have had 9 Ghostfaces because every movie has 2, except for Scream 3, as you know. So I'm going to rank them all from number 9 all the way to number 1. A little bit of background about me and Scream. I am a pretty big Scream fan. It's not my favorite franchise. You guys know that. I'm a Halloween guy. But right after the big 3 of Halloween, Friday the 13th, and A Nightmare on Elm Street, Scream would probably come in number 4 for me. I'm right at that age. I'm a little bit younger than the characters were when the OG came out in 96. So it really appealed to me because I was already a horror fan at that time, and it felt like this was a franchise that was speaking to us horror fans, which is so unique and was especially so unique back in 96 when it came out. A little bit about the ranking criteria here before I get into it. I am basing this on kind of the whole shebang. You know, what they did as Ghostface, what they did when they weren't wearing the costume, any type of character flaws, any type of, interesting tidbits about their character, how they were fleshed out, things like that. So it's the whole criteria. Makes it a little bit challenging, but for some of the rankings it made it a little bit easier because some characters are obviously more fleshed out than others. And quickly before I begin, 2 things. Number 1, let me know in the comments who your favorite Ghostface is. Give me your top, give me, your whole ranking, give me your top 5, top 3, whatever. I want to know who is your favorite. And secondly, if you guys like horror videos, shit like this, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Really helps out the channel, and I really appreciate it. So, without further ado, let's get right into this. Probably not going to be talking too long about each character, but I'm going to give you, my honest assessment and my honest ranking. So coming in at number 9 is going to be Amber from Scream 5, the latest Scream movie. Couple of things here. Number 1, she does have a badass moment because she is presumably and probably guaranteed, because the other one was in the hospital at the time, but she is the one that finally killed Deputy Dewey. So she gets some points for that. But everything else about her character, didn't really like. We meet her and she's very protective about Jenna Ortega's character. Not very likable. Every time we see her, she just kind of seems like she's in a bad mood. She's not trusting Sam. She's overprotective, like I said. Finally we get to the reveal, and I don't know if she was trying too hard to be a bitch or what, but I just didn't buy it. Yes, it was kind of cool that the way she died, she got shot and then set on fire basically by the flames from the stove. Other than that, not very memorable for me. So she comes in at number 9. Coming in at number 8, speaking of not very memorable, that is going to be, I can't remember the guy's fucking name, but it's the guy, the Ghostface played by Rory Culkin's character. Like I said, not very memorable. We know he's in the film club, and they flesh out a little bit with that. And his final reveal, he's sitting in the chair, tied to the chair, and Kirby unties him, and he kills her. She finally liked him. He had a crush on her the whole time. She finally likes him, and he fucking kills her. And then Jill, dispatches him pretty easily. Not very memorable. I'm a big Scream 4 fan, but not because of him. So he falls in at number 8. Coming in at number 7 is going to be the one Ghostface that did this solo, and that is going to be Roman from Scream 3. Wasn't a big fan of this reveal that Sidney has a long-lost brother or half-brother, whatever the hell he is. He happens to be a director in Hollywood. I just wasn't, I'm not a fan of a storyline like this where they just bring something in, 3 movies in. Oh, Sydney has a brother. It's fucking lazy to me. I get it, the whodunit aspect with this movie. There are some decent kills in this movie, even though I think this is far and away the worst movie in the franchise. And Roman was disappointing. He had mommy issues, right? ooh, cool. I know the franchise is about Maureen Prescott. She is the one that kind of, her actions kickstarted this whole scenario where, you got people running around in Ghostface costumes killing people. I get that. So, end of what was a trilogy at the time, it made sense that it'd be someone with Maureen Prescott issues. But the final reveal of Roman and, how he's Sydney's half brother, not a huge fan of that. And I'm also not a big fan that he is saying that he is the one that, kind of put Billy and Stu on their path and helped them out. Lame. Don't like that. Diminishes their characters. So Roman, he's at number 7. Coming in at number 6 is going to be Mickey from Scream 2. Now, I might be a little biased here because I am a big Timothy Olyphant fan. I think I butchered how you say that. But anyway, the guy's, he's a great actor. But I didn't really like his whole reveal here either. He's in the movie. Once again, he's in a film class with Randy and Sarah Michelle Gellar. And, I feel like they just threw in one quick scene in the hospital when Sydney's in the hospital where he's talking to her in the hospital. She was in the hospital for, I think, when Derek was stabbed or whatever. But, they give Mickey a few lines there just to kind of... And then you don't see him again. Until the final reveal. His motivation where he was going to blame the movies, I didn't mind that. I thought that was kind of cool. But other than that, he didn't really do much for me. It wasn't super memorable besides the fact that the actor was an actor I like. All right, top 5. Number 5 is going to be the second killer from Scream 5, and that is Richie, played by Dennis Quaid's son. If you didn't know that, yes, that is Dennis Quaid and Meg Ryan's son. I didn't know that till after the movie. Pretty cool. But Richie, I thought he was a decent enough character. I actually liked him a lot before he became Ghostface. I was a little disappointed because he was on the screen with him, I don't know, right after the opening scene with Jenna Ortega. He shows up and immediately I'm like, well, he's the killer. And then they kind of made me second guess that, but then you're second guessing it and then it ends up happening and it's like, okay, that was obvious. So I thought it was lame that they made it the boyfriend again. I get it going back to the roots of the first movie. I understand the symbolism and all that, but I was hoping they'd kind of, have us on our toes more a little bit. But getting to Richie, I liked that he was very interested in the stab movies. When he was kind of pretending he wasn't, pretending he was just the dutiful boyfriend. He's interested in the stab movies. He's watching all kinds of stab movies. Very likable character. Seems like a great guy. And then, the final twist. So I liked the character, but I liked him as a character more than I liked him as Ghostface. So he is at number 5. Coming in at number 4 is going to be Mrs. Loomis from Scream 2. I like her character more now. The first time I watched it, I wasn't a huge fan of this reveal because it's just like, it's Billy Loomis's mom. But upon rewatches, she's really grown on me. She shows up asking Gail all kinds of questions, pretending to be Debbie Salt, I think she was pretending to be. So she's always there, always around. And, I didn't really think much of it. And then, she shows up and it clicks. Nobody knows who she is except for Sydney, which is cool. Nobody else knows what Billy's mom looks like. Billy's mom left him, a year before that. Or a year before the original Scream, I mean. So I thought it was cool that she was kind of getting revenge on Sydney and she recruited Mickey, and I thought that whole thing was cool. Other than that, she was all right. The final scene at the end, she seemed a little weak when Sydney was turning on all the things for the school play. She's getting scared and shit. Not a big fan of that. But I like the actress. I like that she was kind of always in the background and we didn't know anything about her. And then she shows up and has some backstory, knowing Sydney already. So Mrs. Loomis is at number 4. All right, top 3, guys. These top 3 were pretty hard to rank. I like them all. But coming in at number 3 might be a surprise, and that is going to be Stu, played by Matthew Lillard. Whew, God, Stu is awesome, okay? Stu is the most quotable Ghostface we have had. These days, you gotta have a sequel, all shit like that. I could sit here and, quote him for the next 5 minutes. He brings a good aspect of some comedy to it, very boisterous and over the top. which is great, and that really contrasted, Billy, who we'll get into shortly here. So I like Stu a lot. His motivation of peer pressure, it's funny, and it seemed to be true. So Stu is at number 3. Coming in at number 2, I wanted to put her at number 1, but I just can't, guys. And that is Jill. She is this close to beating out Billy Loomis, which tells you how great she was. I didn't see her fucking twist coming of being Ghostface. I didn't see any of that coming. And she is fucking batshit crazy. She is a psycho. She is the most psychotic Ghostface we've had by fucking far. When she's, injuring herself and throwing herself across the room, throwing herself through tables, that's awesome. I loved her motivation of wanting to be the survivor, and that's how you get, it's all about followers and fans, or I think she said. I thought that was awesome. Emma Roberts played this amazingly. I thought she was going to kind of be the quasi-new final girl, and she ends up being the fucking killer. That's how you do a fucking Scream movie. So Jill, you are at number 2. But, as I stated, I couldn't let her beat out Billy Loomis, the most iconic Ghostface we have ever had. Skeet Ulrich played this perfectly. Billy, there's just something off about him the whole movie. He's dating Sydney. They did enough to make it seem like he's, I don't want to say evil, but yeah, evil, at the beginning of the movie. But then you see that there's, maybe he's just quiet and, just wants to get laid with Sydney, apparently. And that's kind of what's driving him to seem like kind of an asshole and a shitty boyfriend. And then they have the reveal where, he was cleared. He was cleared of all charges. And then, the fake out, you didn't expect there to be 2 Ghostfaces in the first movie. The fake out where he gets stabbed and he stumbles down the stairs, and then the final turn when he tastes that pig's blood. Holy shit. And shoots Randy. It's like, holy shit. He is fucking crazy too, just like Jill. But he's just very sinister is how I would describe him. So Billy Loomis, he is number 1. So let me know what your ranking is, guys. Love to hear your comments. Thanks for watching.